That's effing sweet.
Hello. Welcome to Finsweet Live on the 2024 Roadmap stream. Very excited for this one. We have a lot of really good news, information, things we're working on for 2024. And the idea is that everything we talk about in this stream, you'll see in 2024. So before we do that, before we get into it, let's go and say hello to the audience. Say hello and say where you are typing from. Let's go and I will start to say hello. We have Charlie, Vincent, Harshit, Jesse, Susan, what's up? Vianney, Leo, Ferdy, Hadi, Benoy, hello. We have Matt Sims from the UK. We have JP from Manila. We have Susan from Boston, Massachusetts. We have Magdalena from Poland. Wow, these are coming in fast. We have Guy from the Netherlands, Larslav from Lisbon, Yannick from Germany. Hello. Welcome. Now, what we've all been waiting for, the big roadmap. Last week, we did our 2023 year in review stream. We covered everything that we did in 2023. We also covered what we said we would do in 2023 with the 2023 roadmap video. So same thing for 2024. We're going to put it on our roadmap. And at the end of the year, we will do a stream outlining if we hit all or most or none of the items on this list. So we're going to be very transparent about this. Every year we're doing a roadmap and a year in review. Full transparency, what we do hit, what we don't hit, what changed, what we worked on. If you watched that 2023 stream, you saw that there were a lot of changes. And I don't think there'll be changes this year. We had some pretty serious things. We feel very confident with the team that we have, the direction of all the products, and that's exactly what we are talking about in this stream. Before we do that, we have 100 people watching live.
That's effing sweet.
Love that sound. Thank you so much for coming. All right, let's get into this presentation, 2024 roadmap for Finsweet. All right. Now, everything about this stream is what we will deliver. These are actionable items. We'll be going through each product and talking about the feature releases we are thinking about, the initiatives that we are thinking about, and that we will actually go and deliver in 2024. So first, let's start with client first. Build organized websites that your clients love. We are going to move forward with a client first v2.1 update. We just had the community vote for this. It was very positively towards the yes vote. And what this is going to do is enhance the project style guide with color variables, reduce nesting divs and element count, optimize advanced utility classes, update the clonable and documentation, and have all of these changes coordinated with Reloom. So if you are a Reloom user, you are going to be right in line with all of the changes that come out in Client First. We're also going to hopefully launch Client First v3. Now, this is where we see full use of variables coming into Client First. Webflow released variables, but it wasn't the entire variable feature set that we're expecting. So we think there'll be updates to variables, and when those updates come, we think there can be an even bigger update to Client First. So you see the asterisks there. It's going to come out if the proper updates come to variables, and we can go and make those updates in Client First. We're also going to add 9 new languages to Client First. That will be all throughout the year. We have Bulgarian, Spanish, Portuguese, Hungarian, Greek, Macedonian, Russian, Croatian, and Ukrainian. So cool to see all the languages being made in Client First. I know that there are people who are coming to this industry really unsure of where to start don't have English as a strong language, and they want to get started in their native language. And to know that Client First can provide that is really, really a good feeling. So thank you to all the translators. Thank you to everybody working here in 2024. And we will have more languages coming soon. Okay, that's it for Client First. Let's move on to attributes. So, attributes, a lot of updates coming. Why? Because we have a new team assembled under attributes. We have new developers, we have new product leaders, we have new processes. You will hear all about this, and you will see a lot about this in our product updates coming next year. I didn't get to that yet. That's coming later. Attributes, let's get into it. V2, that is coming in Q1, the second version of attributes. It's going to be the entire attributes library that we have now converted to the new V2 system. Couple of key changes, going to be really, really nice updates from a development perspective, from an implementation perspective. We really learned a lot the past few years with attributes. Along with that V2 release, we are going to launch FS List, which is a reinvented solution of a lot of these CMS list-based solutions that you love. We are going to release Tooltip and Favorite. We've been wanting to release Favorite for a long time, and it's coming with this V2 update. It's going to come with this new and improved FS List attribute. It's going to be super powerful. So that's expected in Q2. V2 Q1. And also in Q1, we are, along with this V2 release, it's a new update in how you implement attributes. So, when you're using 4 or 5 attributes on one page and you have to list 4 or 5 scripts in a row, well, now we just have one script. It's going to be one script for all attributes. And then as you see in that screenshot, FS List means that you're using the FS List solution. FS Tooltip means you're using the FS Tooltip solution. So you can just list out the solutions that you're using instead of adding all of those scripts to the page. That also comes with performance enhancements. It comes with developer enhancements for the open source release. And along with that V2, we're coming in with big documentation updates. You may have heard we brought in Vincent, the community, really a community expert that we all know and love. And Vincent is now taking control of the attributes project and rewriting the documentation, the demos, the clonables, the combo docs. Him and our support rep, Luis, are working really hard on this, and it's going to be really, really good. So we heard you. The docs are going to be better, and we are addressing confusing copy, right? There's the attributes docs were written over such a long period of time by different people that it can be confusing at times. So we are going for a full rewrite here. This is a big project. We have a really strong team working on it. We feel really good about it. Okay, Finsweet Plus, going to get the early updates here for all attribute solutions that we release. Finsweet Plus is going to get access to those solutions 1 quarter before. So for all the Q2 solutions we're about to show and all the Q3 solutions we're about to show, the Finsweet Plus community gets that 1 quarter before. So let's get into this. We are going to now release calendar event, CMS items by breakpoint, instant Webflow search, typing effect, masonry layout, input resize, clean URL, form validation, and age verification. All of these new solutions are coming in V2, and they are going to come along with the new docs setup. Very exciting. These are great solutions added to the already long list of attributes. And now remember, all of these are coming in one script. So you just add one script to your site, you add the tag of the solution that you want, and now you're adding all of these really nice functionalities to your project. All right, let's get into Q3 new solutions. Finsweet Plus gets these in Q2. We have Smart Zoom, form input masking, page transition, copy paste, inherit class, CMS list nav, and hide if empty. These are coming in Q3. Very cool. And again, with all the remade docs, very exciting under a whole new team of leadership. Q4, your solutions here. What does that mean? Well, we're listening. We want to hear what you want us to build. Tweet at us, write in the forum, make a video, tell us, send us a DM, come up with a solution that you want us to build. That's what we want Q4 to be. 2024 Q4, all about your solutions. So start talking. What can we do for you? What can we add to this library? All right. And last item of attributes, I want to talk about the V2 documentation content structure. So we are coming into the docs with a more structured approach that every docs page is going to have these resources. Every one of the solutions we listed will have all of these resources. So we have the software section, which is the documentation page, the demo clonable project. Each solution will have its own demo clonable project, one or more combo clonable projects. In assets, we'll have videos and screenshots made up with demo clonables. We're going to have tutorial videos and announcement videos. And then events, Finsweet Plus community announcements and YouTube live demo, along with a full social network release. So a lot more structure going into attributes. That's a big recurring theme that we're going to see in 2024, because now we have a dedicated team working on it. Instead of having it as another one of our projects, we've now been able to build a team around this product. And now they are going to be focusing on it, delivering more and delivering more valuable solutions more often. All right, let's get into Wized. Attributes going to be a great 2024. I promise you that. Wized, build web applications in Webflow and advance your career. Wized, it is great for agencies and individuals who want to take the next step in web development services. If you are making websites now and you are making marketing websites and you just want to get to the next level, Wized is a great, great solution for you. It's a great stepping stone to building bigger and better projects. So I'm going to keep saying this. I'll say this. This is also on the 2024 roadmap. I want to encourage more agencies, more freelancers, more people to start using Wized and setting their clients up with Wized. Imagine quoting for a marketing site versus a web app. Much bigger project, going to set you up for more success in a financial perspective and also in a portfolio perspective. So super powerful. We're seeing a lot of companies really take advantage of this. And in 2024, I want to set more people up with Wized. Wized feature releases, Q1. This is a list of what we think we are going to release in Q1, but knowing the Wized team, there will be a lot of unlisted releases. As we find quick, easy wins to implement, we're always going to be implementing those on a, let's say, weekly to monthly basis. So scheduled Q1, we have the new elements panel coming. We have a new event log panel, action and request presets. That will be nice. The ability to quickly set a preset, quickly select a set of actions that is commonly used. So instead of building out actions step by step by step, you can use these presets and it will come with all the steps included. So that's going to be a nice one, really good for onboarding people too. I'm excited for that one. New helper attributes like Wiz Cloak for building skeleton UIs, AI chatbot in the function editor, and we're going to add the missing integrations in Embed 2.0 like server-side REST requests, Airtable, Notion, and Stripe. So those are coming back. Okay, we have Q2, configurator read-only links. We are going to have extra info, the ability to add that extra info inside actions and requests. So when people jump into another project, somebody else's project, they can have a little bit of context into how actions and requests are set up. We're looking at teamwork there. Okay, enable and disable actions and requests, improve debugger, and new workspaces system with granular roles. Thinking about working in teams, we're seeing a lot of teamwork needed in Wized. Individuals can absolutely use it, and big apps really benefit from a few people working on it. So we're trying to think of ways to get teams working in Wized to build really great products. Okay, so Wized, Q2 looking strong, and then Q2 to 4 ongoing new integrations. We are going to add MemberStack, Shopify, OpenAI, Xano metadata, and I'm sure many more. Now, MemberStack in there is a bit of confusion in the community that MemberStack and Wized are competitors, and they are in fact not competitors. Wized allows you to connect to any application. You can take information, data from any application, process that data, and then go and display it on your Webflow site. So MemberStack is a way to manage members. If you wanted to go and get information from MemberStack, then process it in Wized and then go and display it on the Webflow page, you can go and do that. So the beauty of Wiz is that you can work with any product. So we are building integrations for all types of applications. So really excited to see that list of integrations grow. Really important that people can very easily go and access data from other sources. All right, let's go better handling of variables and request naming, and then also the plugin marketplace. That's a big one. The idea of being able to have add-ons to Wized, and even maybe third parties being able to contribute to that marketplace. Very exciting. So those are big releases throughout Q2 and Q4. I'm now realizing that I forgot to add to this presentation the Black Peak marketplace called Black Market. And this is going to be a marketplace, third-party marketplace for the Wized ecosystem. So this is going to be a nice project by Black Peak. Black Peak is a leading agency in Wized. If you want some real social proof of success story in Wized, an agency adopting Wized and really just changing its trajectory, look at Black Peak. Serious success. So they are going to be helping with building this black market. So Wiz is going to be a very active community. You should get in early if you are interested in building web apps. All right, that's it for Wiz. Going to be a really interesting year for Wiz. Now with Alex full-time developing for Wiz, I know that list is going to double and triple in size with Alex on it. So next we have Finsweet Components. Build powerful custom components in your Webflow project. This is now a core focus of Finsweet products. We're very excited about Webflow apps, and we hope Finsweet Components is going to be a super valuable tool for you. So Finsweet Components now has its own team. We now have dedicated full-time teams to certain products. And now Finsweet Components has that dedicated team. So it's going to be a collection of web component configurators for Webflow. Imagine if you could open up this app and choose between a list of over 20 components that you can customize and then add to your Webflow project. That is the vision. We have slider, table, tabs, cookie consent, text animation, Lightbox, marquee, calendar, tooltips, social share, range slider, video, accordion, modal, combo box, star rating, file upload, countdown timer, before and after, and announcement. All of these are planned for 2024. I don't know if we'll launch all of them by 2024, but we're hoping we can. Once we start to release Finsweet components, we're going to learn more and more about releasing these components and hopefully get more efficient and effective at doing that. So we want this app to be the go-to for any components. If you want a component that needs JavaScript to run, this is the place you go. That's what we're looking for. So that's going to be a big focus for us. We have that team around it. We have two very qualified developers. We have Keegan, the web bay of Webflow, very, very talented, smart person, going to release Finsweet Slider. Very nice. We'll talk about that. And then we have Robert Cabet, really, really, really nice, dedicated JavaScript developer who I know is going to crush these solutions. So shout out to the team. We got these two full-time developers building out these solutions. So really nice to see them come to life. And first, as part of this Finsweet components release, we will release table, cookie consent, and slider. So let's talk cookie consent first. Robert built this one, and this is going to be a way to put cookie components inside your Webflow project. So we have a solution for this where you place the attributes all throughout elements on the page. And we have a couple clonables and copy paste, and great. But now you'll be able to configure exactly how you want your consent components to look and feel based on the settings. And we will generate the component that you need based on your configuration. So this is going to speed up the process. It's going to get, I think just easier to manage and easier to always see what settings are applied to your project. And we're doing the same thing for Finsweet Slider. This is going to be a real game changer in the way that sliders are built in Webflow, right? There's kind of a divide where some people like to stay with the native Webflow slider just because you get that Webflow native feel, you get that really natural slider feel with the Webflow slider. And it's nice. And maybe you can use attributes to make that CMS, right? So that's one option. Some people like it. Other people don't like that and they want to go and use Swiper. And this requires a little bit of custom code. You can copy paste, but maybe you have to change a couple of little snippets. So we wanted to create this fusion version that really made sense for Webflow. So Finsweet Slider will launch under or as Swiper.js inside Webflow. So we took the most popular and the most tested solution out there, and it is really customized for working with Webflow and Webflow CMS. So you'll be able to really customize and configure a slider, see how that looks in a visual preview, and then generate that on the page. And then when you want to go make edits, you just open up the app and you can change your configuration. So very exciting. Let's now go and see what we just talked about live in action. We're going to bring up a video from Keegan, who recorded this a few days ago, showing how this app works inside the Webflow environment. So Keegan, let's see that video.
All right, I've got my layout here. I'm just going to drop a collection list in there. We'll set this source to be lions, and I'm going to grab one of the items here, and I'm just going to put an image component in there. We'll get an image from the image field, and now I can see we have these lions. Let's go ahead and open our app. All right, welcome to Finsweet Slider inside of the Finsweet Components app. We can see a preview of what we expect our slider to look like on the published page right here in the middle. We can check different breakpoints, so all the way down to mobile and up to ultra wide. We can see we here have our class folder name. This is going to come into play when we generate the slider itself. And then we have a bunch of settings over here on the left. Now, what I want to do is set this up to be a pretty cool looking full bleed slider. And to do that, I actually need to come down to the breakpoints section here. And in our slider solution, breakpoints percolate up from the mobile breakpoint. So 320 and up is the mobile portrait breakpoint here. So this is opposite to Webflow, which cascades down from the desktop. Anyways, on desktop, I want to see instead of 3 slides per view, I'll set this to auto. And I'll set the slide size to be 40%. Now, I think that's pretty good, but before I generate the slider, I need a different class folder name because FS slider is already taken in this one. So let's do FS lion, and I think that's good. But before I do that too, I want this slider to be centered. So we have centered slides. Now we can see we did that. There's no like looping. So if we turn looping on, we can see the last slide here. And now we can go ahead and go to our next slide and go to our previous slide and just different options that we have here. We could turn on slide to click slide. So when we click a slide, it goes over to that. I'm just going to leave that off for now. But we have some other options as well. We have some modules. We have our pagination module. We can turn it off or leave it on. I want to leave it on in this case. We have bullets available. We have fractions. We have a progress bar. I'm going to leave bullets there. And we can see our bullet active class. This is a combo class that has to be applied if we want to style what the active bullet looks like. And then also we have navigation, can turn it off, but I want to leave it on, or something like autoplay. If I leave that on, in 3 seconds, we'll see the sliders start to shift just like that. We'll leave that off and go ahead and generate a slider with these settings. So I'm going to click Generate Finsweet CMS Slider. When I do that, a lot of stuff has happened here in Designer, but before I exit out of the app, let's tick over to the code tab here and just copy this code. I'm going to drop that in the page settings, right here in the head tag. All right, we've got that code. We've got this slider thing on our page. Let's go ahead and publish. Great, on our published site, we now have a working slider. It requires some styling updates, but we can see we're pressing next. We can click these pagination dots and we're gonna slide to whatever slide that corresponds to. So remember I was talking about that is bullet active. Let's go ahead and grab our bullet here. This is the pagination bullet, which is inside the pagination wrapper. Actually, if I expand everything, we'll see exactly what our app did. It created class names for everything and applied some styles that are needed to get this slider to work with our solution. So if I come to the slide here, we'll see the width is set to 40%. And then just if you click around, you'll see all the other styles that are applied to make this work out of the box. If I click the navigation wrapper here, we can see it has position absolute set. So let's go ahead and kind of set this to static. I think it would be easier to work with if everything is down here. And I'm just going to drag our button down to be below the pagination in the navigator so that our pagination comes first. I'll take our pagination wrapper and I'll justify that to start. And we'll get the previous button here. I think this would be looking better if it was black or something near black. Oops, that's the text color. Let's go ahead and grab the actual color. So now we're styling with the power of Webflow, and I can just take this pagination bullet and say is bullet active. Remember, that is what we saw in our app. And I'm just going to take the gray color here and change that to be something like this pink. That's too dark. Let's get something a little bit lighter over there. All right, we got something. And on the base class, I'm just going to make it that dark black that we got kind of thing going on. And I'm going to remove the borders. And what else do we want to do? I think that's good. Let's just check to make sure that this active bullet is working by publishing our site. Okay, now we see we have that bullet active class being applied, and we can click on bullets and that active class is being applied to the right bullet. So lots of cool stuff going on here. One last thing that I want to show you is the edit mode in our app. So with the app open again, we can see I have this banner, you are in edit mode for the FS Line instance. Anytime I select an element inside of that instance, we are going to be in edit mode for that slider. If I select outside of it, now we're creating a new slider, but we don't want to do that. We want to edit our existing slider. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the FS Line slider, scroll down to the bottom here, and we'll set space between to be 60 pixels instead of 16. And if I click update, now we can see that we're changing that breakpoint space between from 16 to 60. I'll click OK. We get a confirmation message. If I click out of that and publish, let's see if edit mode got what we needed. Okay, and now we can see we have more breathing room, more white space between each of our slides, and we still have each slide being 40% of its parent. So really cool way that we were able to make a unique slider using Finsweet Slider in Finsweet Components.
Nice. That was cool. Very, very useful, right? If you've implemented sliders at least once, you know that that's a pretty good workflow right there. So I'm really excited for it. And really, you can get super custom. We've built ones with animations, and you can set an active class on the slides itself and on the active, or the one to the right, one to the left. You can get really custom here without touching any JavaScript, and with really configuring most or all of it visually in that app. So big shout out to Keegan for developing Slider. Shout out to Robert for building the cookie consent app. And shout out to Eve, who built that beautiful UI. That's a nice UI. I really like it. I think it's going to feel very native in Webflow to go and configure with that. So shout out to Eve. Great team, really building a great product there. So let's now continue here. Webflow app strategy, right? If you got excited from that, we got excited from it too. That's why we are focusing on Finsweet Components. So previously we announced that we'd have a Shopify integration with Webflow apps. This concept is now merged. Let's talk about that. So to be clear, no Shopify Webflow app from Finsweet. The Wized team may potentially build a Shopify solution in the Wized ecosystem, right? We talked about the plugin marketplace for Wized. That would be a candidate for the plugin marketplace. So a bit of a different implementation. We saw a lot of competitors come out with Shopify integrations, just like the one we were going to build. So between that and between Finsweet Components really having a bright future, we just wanted to put all of our resources into that team, Finsweet Components. So that's going to be our main priority. We're dropping the Shopify concept. Maybe you'll see that from the Wiz team when we start talking plugins. All right. And shout out to all the teams that are building the Shopify solutions. Go check out those products. I don't have a list, but there's a bunch of people who have announced these Shopify integrations. Go check them out. Going to be cool. All right, CMS Bridge. Wow. This is what we called Noble. And we've had a few false starts with Noble over the past few years, but it is back on track. We now have a dedicated developer building out this concept, and we are changing the name from Noble to CMS Bridge. I don't have any other slides other than this, just telling you that it is on our roadmap, and I feel very confident that we will launch this product this year. Okay, let's get on to community. All right, community. Love community. We're going to have a product update YouTube live stream every month, the first Tuesday of every month, 12 Eastern. And it's going to be a news-style monthly show that covers each Finsweet product line. We want to be super transparent this year. Now that we have teams behind products, there will be more constant updates. So we can't just rely on posting it on X and that's our release. We can't do that anymore. So we are going to have these news shows once per month. Each product will have a bulleted list of what they have done, the achievements, what they're going to work on, and we will have the product leaders live in the chat for that monthly news show. So all about just being transparent about our products. We really want to... We're very serious about the products that we're releasing, and we kind of miss live streaming, to be honest. That's another one. We didn't do as many live streams in 2023, and we're going to get back into more live streams 2024. So we're all excited about this one. All right, we have our Client First certification. Client First is the most used style system for Webflow. And it's actually become a key requirement for many projects. We get a lot of people telling us that they got a project because they knew Client First, that was one of the requirements in the specs. So great, we love that. Certification. The goal of that is to make you stand out as a true Client First expert, verified by the creators of the system itself. So we want you to be proud that you know Client First, that you are developing with it, and really just have that help you get more projects. So let's talk about some of the things you get here. It's going to be a theoretical test, so multiple choice type test with practical implementation of a practical implementation review of Client First. So we will have actual people, real people looking at your project and confirming that you are developing by client-first Finsweet standards. So for that reason, there will be an application and an enrollment fee because we are doing those manual checks. We want this list to be very serious. We don't want anybody to slip their way through. So it's going to be a process, and for the good. It'll be a more defined list. So we're going to have discount for Finsweet Plus users and also users who attended Harshit's live build sessions. You're going to be featured as a developer on the Client First website, create and manage your profile on the Client First website, and you will be given seals, badges, and PDF certificate to use on your own website. This is a great thing to add if you are new to Webflow. Imagine, you have one or two projects, and you can also say, I am Client First certified. I went through a manual certification process where they checked my project. Here's the project. So we want this to help you, right? We want to invest our resources into this so that it's going to help you get more projects and feel more confident with this system. It's helped a lot of people, and we want to keep helping. All right. Continue with community. Jungle Jam 2024 to 2025. We don't know if this will be in 2024 or 2025, but it made it on this stream anyway. Last Jungle Jam was a huge success. We even were in the process of potentially hiring some people that we met face to face in Jungle Jam. Very cool. We're hearing that people want another one. That's the consensus that we are getting. So we are going to do new location, a new date, Jungle Jam number 2, and we will announce those, of course, to Finsweet Plus users first. Okay, Finsweet Plus. Let's go through this. Product Q&A for Finsweet Plus users. This one's great. So I said before that the first Tuesday of every month is going to be a Finsweet product update. It's going to be a live stream. And then 2 days after that product live stream, there will be a private Q&A with Finsweet Plus users and the Finsweet product users. Product leaders, sorry. So we're going to have Alex Iglesias, Rohan, Vincent, and Eve at that Finsweet Plus meeting. And you are going to be able to ask any questions that you have about the stream that we just had or anything about the product at all. And this will just be for Finsweet Plus users. So a bit of a cozy session with the product leaders so that we can make sure that we answer all of your questions and hear all of your suggestions for updates. All right. We have more content for Finsweet Plus only. That was one of the big things Finsweet Plus users liked, the content. So we're going to focus more on Finsweet Plus content. There'll be a bunch of things that are not uploaded to YouTube. So the Q&A that I just talked about, this private question, it's not going to be recorded. It's not going to be uploaded. We have Alex Iglesias having 2 Finsweet Plus sessions that are not going on YouTube, Finsweet Plus only. And we're going to have continued Finsweet Plus meetings that also include sneak peeks of what we are building. So we'll have one of the product leaders come to that session and show you, let's say, a Figma file or some code or a demo of something that we're working on. So we're trying to do more cool things for Finsweet Plus. That is, we're always trying to do that. And that's one of our roadmap goals for 2024. So just to be clear, I said a lot of different content. This is it all listed in a list. And you can see on the right with this calendar, we have every Tuesday, we have something. We have most Wednesdays, or half of the Wednesdays. We have all Thursdays, and then we have all Fridays. So we are really filling up that calendar and really giving a lot of different people different options for content, right? Some people like certain content and don't like other content. So we have a big variety. So we hit everybody. Okay. And then the last item on the list, SOC 2. Yeah, this is a roadmap item for us. Privacy, security, and working with bigger customers. Finsweet is going to start the SOC 2 compliance. So what is SOC 2? It's voluntary compliance standards for service organizations. And it's all about managing security, availability, processing integrity, confidentiality, and privacy. So Finsweet cares about the security of our customers, employees, and products. That's the first thing here. So we're going through this very intense process. This year, we've been prepping for this for months. It's been like 4 or 5 months of just preparing for the test, let's say, the review process. So we're doing this because we're now collecting information about people, and we're going to be really serious about how we process and manage that and make sure that we are doing it in the most compliant way possible. And we also want to start working with bigger and better companies, both on the agency side and the product side. We actually had some very big potential customers, and they talked about SOC 2. So we are now going to do that to try to get to the next step, both in agency and for companies using our products. So that's a big one for us. I'm sure that we'll complete that one. And that's it for this stream. So thank you. So I'm going to stay for another few minutes and do any QA. I haven't looked at the comments at all throughout this entire stream. So now I'm going to turn my head to the comments. You have about a few minutes, let's say 1 or 2 minutes, to ask those questions. I will respond to them. And as you are asking, if you want to know more about Wized, join us live this Thursday, same time as this stream, 12 Eastern time, on the Wized YouTube channel. That's going to be a 2023 recap and a 2024 sneak peek just for Wized. So talked about a couple things here for Wized. We went through those nice lists of features, but they're going to go in much more detail and much more depth of those features on this stream. So if you're a Wiz user, or if you're interested in Wiz, right? If you're just thinking about it, maybe I want to play with this in 2024, go to that live stream. Do it. It's it'll be worth your time. I really feel that. And I hope that snippet is brought up a few years later when it's true. I feel very confident. Okay, as you can see, I'm very excited about people using Wized. So let's now go to the second thank you in the QA. So thank you everybody for coming. And now let's get into these questions. Okay, just a bunch of, okay, Pixel Geek. Why are you awesome, Joe? Well, I won't say that I'm awesome. I'll say that I like helping people. The reason I'm so excited about our products and the product line is that we're helping a large amount of people. So I guess it's exhilarating. It feels really good to help people. So I think maybe that comes off as a positive thing. So yeah, thanks for coming, Nelson. Really appreciate it. And I know that you are very awesome yourself too, and a lot of people will agree with that. So thank you. Okay, let's go. Ferdy Boxman, CMS Bridge for other databases like Xano or Supabase. Yes. So CMS Bridge is releasing as Airtable. If we see success with this, right? If we see this starting to generate some revenue and it makes sense to put more resources on the project, absolutely. The next step would be Xano, exactly. So yeah, that's why we named it CMS Bridge and not like Airtable Bridge, because we want the option to build multiple bridges from the CMS. Okay, Greg Dolan, what is the expected quarter for CMS Bridge? Greg, I'm going to say Q2. I'm going to say Q2 for you, Greg. Okay. Thank you, Pierre. Really appreciate it. Looks like 2024 is going to be a very promising and exciting year. I think so. I'm really happy with the the product teams that we have in place. I think all the products are on the right path, right? We had a strategy of building a lot, kind of spreading ourselves a bit thin with all of our products, and we've found the ones that we really want to run with. And I feel really good with the ones that we are going to run with. And that's exactly what we talked about in this stream. And we have the right teams on those projects and on those products. So going to be great. Okay. Hadi, let's bring up from Hadi Aslam. It would be great if you could create an attribute solution that allows us to follow the author of blog or follow a particular blog. Well, you could do that with favorite. So we are going to build the FS favorite solution, and that is a liking system. So if you want to save a blog, you are favoriting that blog. So yes, we'll do that. And if you start using Wized, you can then save those liked items to a specific user. So yeah, absolutely, you can do that. All right. Glenn, thank you. I concur. Wized is already changing my professional life. That's great to hear. It's exactly what we are trying to go for here. That's one of the great things about Webflow, right? Webflow can change your life. It's not a helper tool. It's an enabler tool. It literally enables you to do new things in your career. And it's very exciting. And that's why I'm so interested in Wized, because it can enable you to do completely new things in your career. You don't have to say no to all the projects. You can say yes. It enables you to say yes. So huge fan. Thank you. Thank you for commenting on that, Glenn. And please check out Glenn's course. Really a leader in the Wiz education community. Thanks, Glenn. Okay. What else do we have here? I'm going to answer one or two more. Okay, Aras, Shopify founder here. Shopify and Webflow space would have been more exciting with you guys. Good luck on your 2024 roadmap. There you go. Go check out Shopify. Go for it. Very nice. Glad to have you here, Aras. Yes, CMS Bridge is going to be Airtable only, Pierre. And yes, Gregory Design, the CMS Bridge will be limited to CMS items in Webflow. Yes, it will synchronize CMS, Webflow CMS, and Airtable database. So yes, it will stop at the limit of Webflow. Okay. All right. You know what? We could be here for another 30 minutes answering questions. If you have those questions and you are a Finsweet Plus user, I will be leading the Finsweet Plus meeting tomorrow. So if you have any more questions, I will be there. We'll have a QA for as long as you want after that, after the announcements for Finsweet Plus users. So I will stop this stream right now. No more questions. Say your final goodbyes. Thank you so much for coming. Really, really appreciate everybody showing up here and being so interested in what we are building for 2024. I'm certainly excited, and have a great break. Take some time off, enjoy yourself, and we'll see you next year ready to rock and roll. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of the day.